robotics, drones, and let him kind of give you a brief overview of what you'll learn with him as well.
Yeah, so as Aaron mentioned, my name is Jacob Andrews. Our company is called iVue, and so we do have a robotics-specific division, which is what we're going to focus on predominantly today. So we started off as a media company, we being Brian and I. We've since grown our team to include developers and engineers, with Brian and I not really being engineers or developers ourselves. We've definitely learned a lot along the way, but really what we're going to cover is our develop air drones. Apologies to you guys all the way over there. Here's our base model develop air that we'll be doing a flight test with. And then we'll also be getting some of you, I think that might be okay, we'll have to see, also flying one of our newer models, the Develop Air Mini. We have our newest model. This actually just suffered a crash in a flight test as we're working to bring it to market, here called the Develop Air Micro. This is more designed for indoor flights, but all of our flying is going to be outdoors today. And we'll see how it goes, but especially with being at such a great venue today, we brought out the big boy, our highest performance model, with a thermal camera equipped and installed, so we might be able to get some nice footage of the stadium as well. But kind of long story short, even though we're really just in the market with these development platform drones, I like to look at a lot of what we're doing as equivalent to the early days of the personal computer industry. At the time, nobody thought computers were going to be on every desk, part of every household and business, let alone in everyone's pocket. And I think drones are going to be the same way, not in everyone's pocket, but a part of every household and business, where most people think they don't even need a drone because they're not a military operator dropping warheads on foreheads, so to speak, or using a drone to capture photos and videos, essentially as a photographer or videographer. But think about how a drone can be used in your household, even just from a delivery perspective, where you own your own drone and you send it out to the local Amazon locker, fast food restaurant, retail store, and it does your essentially curbside pickup delivery missions, right? And that same drone could water your garden, fertilize your yard, do a scan around the neighborhood if you have a dog and it gets out of your fenced-in yard, right? So it can become a tool for multiple different applications, not just for work, but also for recreation. So we'll cover a little bit more of that when we're outside doing the demo, but I think most of what you guys will want to see is actually the drone in flight. We'll show off our software, and I kind of like to equate our business strategy to the early days of personal computers. If you guys have heard of the computer company Dell, they started building computers for customers on a two-order basis, so we've started very similar. Every time we get an order for Develop Air, we've sold, produced, and delivered 39 so far. We're delivering that drone essentially 4 to 6 weeks later, sometimes a little bit longer if it's a custom order like the one with the thermal camera. But then on the product strategy side, we're taking more of the approach of early Apple. Even though they're really known for having like a closed down, walled off ecosystem, they actually started off with their first computer products as open source. So without even having to buy the computer from Apple, if you were technically savvy enough, you could actually just go buy all the components and build your own Apple One or Apple II. And so that's the approach that we've taken as well. So if any of you guys are interested in Develop Air, after today, you can actually go to our website, build your own without having to buy it from us. And then, of course, the other aspect that I touched on is our software. So I like to say nobody would be using personal computers today, or far fewer people would be using personal computers today if you had to use Linux. And so most people use Windows or Mac. But Linux is actually just as capable as Windows or Mac, but it's really just meant for developers. And that's really all that's existed for these sort of custom DIY drones up until now, where we've launched our own software, basically like the Mac OS specifically for our drones. So again, I'll be more than happy to address any questions as you have them while you're working with us, but appreciate you all being here today. Thank you.
Exciting to me. If you ask Miss Matthew or ask Miss Ratcliffe, I'm just a big, grown kid. So I'm excited about this.